啊，又大聲嗌啊，爬極都爬唔出。
So finally he got in the edge of the grave where it was dark and went to sleep.
佢行到呢一個墳邊就又已經天黑啦，佢就瞓低瞓覺。
He was exhausted.
好攰啊！
He said, I'll wait till tomorrow morning and somebody may come by and they'll hear me.
唯有等天光先嗌救命，或者有人嚟啦。
Well, during the night, a hunter came. He was hunting something during the night.
夜晚有個獵人出嚟狩獵，但係唔小心又跌埋落去。
And he fell in.
又跌咗落去。
But he didn't see the man asleep in the other end of the grave.
但係個窿咁大，佢又見唔到裡面有另外一個人喺度瞓覺。
And he tried to get out.
佢又嘗試爬出去。
He couldn't get out.
又爬唔出。
Finally, the first man reached out and touched him on the shoulder.
最後呢，頭一個跌落去嘅人呢，就拍下佢膊頭。
In the darkness.
黑麻麻，你知。
And he said, "You can't get out of here."
佢話你出唔到去嘅。
But he did.
但係佢出到。
He was so frightened by that hand coming out of the darkness that he got out.
黑麻麻，有人拍佢膊頭，嚇到彈咗出嚟。
And that's what has happened here in these stadiums.
我哋喺呢個大球場都係咁樣。
We didn't think we could fill the stadium.
我哋唔以為我哋可以填滿整個球場。
And we didn't.
但係我哋真係坐滿晒。
The Lord filled it.
因為係上主嘅作為。
He put it on the hearts of so many of you to go out and invite your friends.
佢感動好多弟兄姊妹嘅心去邀請朋友嚟。
And you overflowed this stadium every night.
你就使到每晚呢一個大球場都爆棚。
Now today I want to take as our text from Galatians, the 6th chapter and the 14th verse.
今日我要同大家睇嘅經文就係加拉太書第6章第14節。
The Apostle Paul was a great preacher.
使徒保羅係偉大嘅講道者。
He was a great teacher.
偉大嘅教師。
He was a great servant of Jesus Christ.
係耶穌基督偉大嘅僕人。
And he said this.
佢咁話。
God forbid that I should glory save in the cross of our Lord Jesus Christ.
佢話除了我主耶穌基督嘅十字架之外，我斷不以別的誇口。
By whom the world is crucified unto me and I unto the world.
就我而論，世界已經釘在十架上；就世界而論，我已經釘在十架上。
Now, why did Paul say that he gloried only in the cross?
點解保羅話佢唯一嘅誇口就係誇十字架呢？
Everywhere you go in Europe or in America, you see churches and they have crosses on them.
到世界各地，特別係歐美一帶，你見到好多嘅教會教堂頂都係有十字架。
Some of them were built centuries ago.
甚至有一啲係好多世紀之前建
But
好嘅。
almost every church has a cross.
但係每一個教堂都有十架。
I went to the Soviet Union and toured the Soviet Union, and the churches had crosses on them.
我到蘇聯各地去到觀看，睇見每個教堂都有十字架。
Why is that?
點解？
And then the logo that Mr. Holly designed to be used here, you see with the cross and it up here where it announces the crusade, he has the cross there. Why the cross?
然之後，何理先生設計呢個大會嘅標誌，在我哋背後嘅，在前邊嘅，在呢度嘅，都有呢個十架。點解？
Why not some other symbol?
點解唔用其他嘅標誌？
And many churches are built in the form of a cross.
有一啲嘅教堂成座係根據十架嘅形狀建
But I
成。
noticed something in Hong Kong.
我發覺香港有特別，
Some of your great giant glass buildings reflect a cross into the next building.
我哋有好多嘅大嘅有玻璃牆幕嘅建築物，對面嗰棟建築物影響佢身上嘅時候，就好似一個十架。
So everywhere you look, you see a cross.
所以你到處都可以見到有十架。
And then a lot of men and women both wear crosses around their neck.
然之後好多人中意戴頸鏈，佢哋嘅鏈嘴係十字架，
Or they have a cross in their lapel.
或者係佢哋喺呢一個嘅襟頭掛一個十架。
And many of them don't know what it means.
好多人都唔知十架嘅意義。
And many people that go to church don't know the real meaning of the
有
cross.
啲人返教會，但係都唔知道十架嘅真義。
The Apostle Paul could have gloried in many things
使徒保羅可以以好多事物為榮，
in his own life.
喺佢自己嘅生平。
He could have gloried in his education because he was one of the most educated men of his day.
佢甚至可以以佢嘅教育為榮，因為佢係其中一位飽學之士。
He went to a great school and studied at the feet of one of the greatest teachers of all time by the name of Gamaliel.
佢入名校亦都係受名師指點，在加馬列門下。
But he didn't say, I glory in my education.
但係佢冇話我以我嘅教育為榮，
He could have gloried in his religion.
佢可以以佢宗教修養為榮。
He had a great religion.
佢一個宗教好偉大，
And he obeyed the religion. He did everything the religion taught him to do.
佢依足佢宗教嘅教訓去到生活。
But he didn't glory in his religion.
但係佢冇以佢嘅宗教為榮，
He didn't glory in his ability to speak.
佢冇以佢嘅演講能力為榮。
He could speak fluently in many languages.
佢可以講好多好流暢嘅嚟到講好多國嘅語言，
But he didn't glory in that.
但係佢冇以咁樣為榮，
He didn't glory in his Roman
佢
citizenship.
冇以佢羅馬公民權為榮。
Rome ruled the world.
羅馬統治世界，
It was a great honor to be a citizen of Rome.
做羅馬公民好架勢嘅，
It held certain privileges and power.
又有特權又有力量，
But he didn't glory in
但係
that.
佢冇以咁為榮。
He said, no,
佢話唔得，
I only glory in the cross of Jesus Christ.
我單以主耶穌基督嘅十字架嚟誇口。
But he could have gloried in other things about Jesus.
佢亦都可以誇耀耶穌其他方面嘅事物。
Jesus was born of a virgin.
耶穌係童貞女生出嚟嘅，
His mother Mary never did know a man.
佢母親瑪利亞冇與男人發生關係，
She was impregnated by the Spirit of God.
佢受孕係聖靈嘅作為。
So that when Jesus was born, he was the Son of the living God.
所以當耶穌生下嚟嘅時候，佢係永生上帝嘅兒子，
He could have gloried in that.
佢可以以咁為榮。
He could have gloried in the teachings of Jesus because most of the teachers of the world say he's the greatest of all teachers.
佢亦都可以以耶穌嘅教訓誇耀，因為世上好多偉大嘅教師認為耶穌嘅教訓好偉大。
He taught very simply. He told many stories so that the common people heard him gladly.
耶穌講説話好簡單、好清楚，好多故事，使普通嘅平民百姓聽得明。
The Apostle Paul could have gloried in his resurrection.
使徒保羅可以以耶穌嘅復活誇耀，
Jesus rose from the dead after his death.
耶穌死後復活了。
He could have gloried in the future glory of Jesus.
佢可以以耶穌將來嘅榮耀為榮。
There's going to be a time when Jesus will be a crowned King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
必有一個時刻，耶穌會被加冕為萬王之王、萬主之主，
Then the world will know peace.
世界就得享太平。
And I want to say this to you.
我想咁樣話你聽，
Jesus predicted that there would be wars and rumors of wars till the end of time.
耶穌預告在末日之前必定有戰亂，必定有打仗嘅風聲，
And his predictions have come true.
而佢嘅預言已經應驗緊。
Every generation fights it out.
一代一代都係好多戰爭。
They call this the peace century, the 20th century.
有人稱我哋20世紀為和平世紀，
And more people have been killed in the wars of this century than all the other centuries put together.
但係在20世紀裏面死於戰亂嘅人超過咗過去咁多世紀嘅人。
And a great deal of the money of the world goes to build armaments.
今日世界好多嘅錢係用喺軍備競賽上邊。
Jesus is called the Prince of Peace.
耶穌基督先至係和平嘅王子，
He's going to come back and stop the wars.
佢必定要翻嚟制止戰爭。
He's going to bring a mighty kingdom to this earth.
唯有佢要建立偉大嘅王國。
And those that believe in him are going to be a part of that kingdom.
凡係信從耶穌基督嘅人都在呢個國裏面有份。
But the Apostle Paul gloried in the cross.
但係使徒保羅卻以十架為榮。
Why the cross?
點解要誇十架？
The cross was the most terrible of all means of death.
十架係所有嘅刑罰裏面最殘酷嘅。
The soldiers went to the guardhouse and brought Jesus with 2 other condemned men.
兵丁去到囚室，將耶穌同埋2個嘅賊帶出嚟。
He was not guilty of breaking any law.
耶穌冇犯任何嘅法律，
He was innocent.
佢係無辜，
He had never committed a sin.
佢從未犯過罪，
He had never told a lie.
佢從未講過大話，
He had never had lust.
佢從未有過淫
He
念，
had never stolen
佢
anything.
從未偷竊。
But he was condemned to the cross.
但係人定佢死罪要上十架，
And so the soldiers took him out of the guardhouse.
所以兵丁將佢從囚室攞出嚟，
And they took some long leather whips and beat him.
然之後攞啲長鞭嚟到鞭打佢，
And he was bleeding from head to toe.
佢由頭到腳都係流緊血。
Then they put a crown of thorns on his brow and his face began to bleed.
然之後佢哋將一個荊棘冠冕戴喺佢嘅頭上，佢嘅血就面流滿面。
Then they put a heavy cross on his back and made him carry it to the place where he would be executed.
然之後佢哋將一個十架加在佢肩膊上，要佢背負去到呢個刑場。
The procession started. Many people were watching.
當呢一個行刑嘅行列開始嘅時候，有好多人聚集，
A big crowd was following.
有好多人旁觀，
Only a few friends of Jesus were among them.
剩低幾個嘅朋友跟住耶穌。
But Jesus was weakened by the loss of blood.
耶穌流血過多，身體衰弱，
The cross was so heavy.
十架沉重，
He stumbled and fell.
佢行下跌下。
And an African by the name of Simon came and helped him.
有位叫做西門嘅非洲人嚟幫佢，
And the crowd milled around him. They jeered at him. They laughed at him.
群眾在佢周圍切出轉咁樣恥笑佢，
They spit on him.
佢哋吐口水，
They pulled his
佢
beard.
哋掹佢嘅鬚，
They did all sorts of terrible things to him.
佢哋做好多好怕好屈辱嘅事，
And then they nailed him to the cross
然之後將佢釘死在十架上，
between these two murderers and thieves.
就釘在兩個汪洋大道當中。
And these thieves were making fun of Jesus.
呢兩個嘅賊亦都係喺度恥笑耶穌，
But one of them had a change of heart.
但係其中一個回心轉意，
He began to believe that Jesus was the Son of God whom he claimed to be.
佢開始相信耶穌就係佢自稱嘅嗰一位上帝嘅兒子。
And he said, Lord, when you come into your kingdom, remember me.
佢話：主啊，當你進入你國度嘅時候，請紀念我。
Jesus was dying,
耶穌垂死，
but he turned to him
但係佢都望住呢個強盜，
and said, Today you will be with me in paradise.
話佢聽：今日你就同我喺樂園裏
That's
面。
the greatest example of faith in the New
呢
Testament.
個係新約聖經裏面信心偉大嘅典範。
Here's 2 men dying,
兩個垂死嘅人，
3 men dying.
三個垂死嘅人，
One of them deserved to die.
其中一個該死，
2 of them deserved to die.
兩個係該死。
But Jesus did not deserve to die.
耶穌不該死，
But there's one man watching Jesus die,
但係有一個人睇住耶穌死，
seeing his faith and the glow on his face.
睇見佢面上嘅榮光，
He said, I want to believe.
佢話：我要信耶穌，
I want to be in your kingdom.
我要入你嘅國度，
I believe.
我信。
Jesus said, Today you're going to enter paradise with me.
耶穌話：今日你同我入去樂園。
Many people ask,
好多人咁問：
Is there any hope for me?
對我有盼望嗎？
Can Christ save me?
基督能救我嗎？
We get letters from all kinds of people,
我哋收到好多朋友嘅來信，
alcoholics, thieves, prisoners, murderers, prostitutes.
醉酒嘅、殺人嘅、偷竊嘅、娼妓都有。
And they ask, Is there any hope for me?
佢問話：我有希望嗎？
Can Christ forgive me?
基督可以赦免我嗎？
I've been a bad person.
我好壞啊！
I've sinned against God.
我得罪上帝，
I know that I've sinned.
我知我犯咗罪，
I know that I've broken his laws.
我知我違背上帝律法，
I've told lies.
我講大話，
I've had a lot of pride and egotism.
我心好驕傲，我好自我中心，
I've been jealous.
我又妒忌人，
I've gotten angry.
我又發脾氣，
I felt like killing somebody.
我甚至想殺人。
I'm a sinner.
我係一個罪人。
Can Jesus help me?
耶穌救到我嗎？
Yes, he can help every one of you.
當然，佢人人都幫得到。
He not only helps you, but he saves you.
佢唔止幫啊，仲救啊！
He brings you into a whole new pattern of life.
帶你進入一個新生嘅樣式。
I heard about an Olympic swimming star.
我聽聞有一位嘅奧運嘅明星，
He was from another country,
係另外一個國家嘅人，
and he came to visit a friend in Los Angeles.
佢去羅省探一個朋友，
And this friend had a swimming pool,
呢個朋友有一個嘅泳池，
and they had high diving boards.
有好高嘅跳板。
And so this man from the other country came and saw the high diving board, decided at night, he saw the moon was out and it was a beautiful evening, he would go up and dive.
呢個外國嘅泳將見到朋友有咁好嘅設備，就爬上呢一個跳水台，因為當時有月光，呢一個嘅氣氛好好，佢就想喺嗰處學習跳水練習。
And just before he dove in, he stretched his arms like this, and he looked down and he saw the form of a cross.
但係喺佢未跳落去之前，佢準備好跳水嘅姿勢，咁喺月光之下，發覺下邊有一個十架嘅形狀。
And he backed up and started over again.
佢就褪後準備再行前，
The same thing happened.
再準備又係同樣嘅情況。
And so he decided to go down and investigate the pool.
咁佢就話：不如落去睇下到底一回咩事。
When he got there, to his surprise and horror, he saw that there was no water in the pool.
佢由跳水台落嚟嘅時候，望到個泳池原來裡面冇水嘅。
He had been saved by the sign of the cross.
佢就因着呢個十架嘅影子得到拯救。
I was in another country once,
有一次我去外國，
and a great